last season with Princeton, how much did you guys have this game circled on your calendar, anticipating seeing these guys again?
Yeah, I think it definitely left a bad taste in our mouth last year. Obviously, it's not how we wanted to go out, but uh, obviously we're worried about the 8 games prior to this one, but it's definitely a big one on our calendar, and we're looking forward to it to Friday night.
Rick said that he's been really watching film all summer. Really haven't let it go. Players the same way, or you guys more? Is it easier for you guys to let it go as you're playing?
I wouldn't say easier. It's definitely been in the back of our heads. But at some point you do have to let it go, and you play a game every night against different opponents. So it's definitely in the back of our heads, though, and I think we're looking forward to Friday night.
Last Saturday after the game, Rick said the 2 words he used were detailed and disciplined. Can you throw out perhaps some examples of things you guys did in that game that would kind of fall in that classification?
One thing we talked about last weekend was the 5-foot rule and chipping the pucks in and getting after their D, and I thought we did a pretty good job of that. And those are just the little details that we stuck to, and it worked out in our favor. So I think we got to keep that going into this weekend, and if we can be detailed and disciplined against these 2 teams, I think that's going to help.
What is the 5-foot rule exactly?
Chipping pucks in and chipping pucks out at both blue lines, making the simple play, not trying to be cute over the blue lines and turn the puck over and have it go the other way. So we usually use the 5 foot inside the blue line, 5 feet outside the blue line as our rule there, and keeping it simple and chipping it in.
You got 2 top 20 opponents obviously this weekend, so another chance to make a statement nationally. How are you guys embracing this challenge?
Yeah, I think we just go at it one game at a time. We try not to read into the rankings or who we're playing and where they're ranked and where we're ranked and all the national news, but we kind of just take it one game at a time and one period at a time and one shift at a time, and it starts with every practice, and it's going to start with today's practice too.
Obviously, leaves a bitter taste in your mouth whenever you lose at the end of the season. You're never too fond of that team, but I think it's kind of fueled all of our work over the summer, and we just want to get back to playing hockey. So, I don't know if the taste stuck around for too long, but definitely the motivation of ending the season like that has definitely fueled me.
So you guys talk about it all is
Yeah, I mean, we definitely talked about it. They ended our season, like I said. So, I mean, we watched film. I know Rick watched a lot of film, and but like I said, we're just preparing this week like every other week, going into the weekend.
Rick was really happy after last week's game.
Yeah, I think consistency was huge over the weekend. Obviously, we took a bit too many penalties, but I think overall, like our game through the 6 periods of play was the most consistent it's been all year. I think we got away from that, obviously, the weekend before, which hurt us. But I think it's just a mindset. It's a togetherness as a team to play consistent and be structured, keep things simple throughout the weekend. And obviously, they're 2 tough games, and I think it was pretty good to see that we can put together a string of consistent periods.
Much of that was the product of practice week
Yeah, we definitely got back to hard work, but I don't know if it was so much that or so much a mindset. I mean, definitely practice helped a lot because that's how you prepare for games. But I think we kind of regrouped and we wanted to put that weekend behind us and then kind of focus on each practice leading up to that weekend. And I think overall our team togetherness was just huge this past weekend.
Seems like you're right. Kind of saying that this weekend is like any other weekend, right? You're going to try and approach it that way. So, in some ways, playing down this Princeton game. So, is there no added emotion with this? That like, how much is there still for you guys?
There's definitely some emotion. I mean, they ended our season, so it's always hate to see that. But like yeah, every weekend really means so much in this league, especially with 22 league games. So We always prepare heavily each week for the weekend, but this kind of just adds a little bit more, a little bit fire to the weekend throughout practice and things like that.
We talked about this coming weekend to be the first league weekend on the road. I know you guys had Northeastern on the road; they were ranked. But you get back-to-back ranked opponents. I know you're going to put a lot into Princeton, but then you turn around and it's not like you have some cupcake the next night. You've got two top 20 teams. You have to be careful of, really, I don't know, going too all out against Princeton and really just kind of messing yourself up for the next night and just looking at it as two games the whole weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they're both great teams, both fast teams, great in transition. So it's going to be a fun weekend. I think, especially our first weekend of travel in league, especially this trip, it's a lot. So I think it's going to be nice for our freshmen to get their first taste of that. But I mean, every game pretty much we go all out 100%. We give everything we have because we need those 2 points and we want to win every single game we play. So I mean, we focus on the weekend as a whole, but we want to take it one game at a time. We want to go in Friday prepared for Princeton and take care of that, and then recoup Saturday for the same thing next night.
How much have you thought about it?
Yeah. The way we went out last year wasn't too fun, right? 9 seconds. I was actually on the ice watching the goal go in the net. Yeah, that one lingers for sure. Not ever a way you want to go out. Obviously, we see this as a maybe not completely righting the ship, but a step in the right direction with these guys. Obviously it's gonna be an important one for us. So we're looking forward to it, and we're taking the steps in the practice week to be as prepared as possible. No, I mean, obviously we take it game by game. It's just another game, but it does mean a little bit more for sure. We're going to be geared up for this one. We want to send a message for sure.
Not to pick on this cap too much, but can you kind of walk us through that play when Halsey scored and you guys have been down 2-0 in that game and came back to tie?
The one 9 seconds left, I'm assuming. Yeah. So they were in zone. We were actually in their zone, far zone. It was far side corner. I remember the play very vividly. I was actually on the weak side D. I was the weak side D, and there was a 50-50 puck. And our other defenseman went up and took the body on the guy. And they ended up, the puck squeaked out, and I was actually going to go make a play on it, and I didn't think I had enough room. So I backed up and realized I made, semi-right decision. They were coming down on a 2-on-1. And then as the play continued to develop, as they moved into the neutral zone, their D got up the ice. And so it actually developed into a 3-on-1. So I laid down probably around, I would say, hash mark. I got down on the ice to take away the cross seam, make sure he couldn't get it back door. Did the best I could. I know I'm a short guy. Stretched out as much as I could to make sure he couldn't get to the high guy. And tried to give Cupper the best chance possible to take a one-on-one shot. The guy got the shot on net, and it bounced. It took a weird bounce off of Cupper's shoulder, actually down and then behind the net. I'm laying right next to Cupper, looking like a dope, looking up, hey, what's up, man? Laying right next to him. And he's trying to get his, wits about him and try and find where the puck's at. And, the puck was behind the net. I'd stand up quickly and take away the short side. But by the time I had stood up and Cupper had gotten his wits about him, puck had bounced back out right through the front. Someone threw it back through the center, and Hollis was sitting there just tapping in. And then obviously I was sitting there bent over, just staring at the thing in disbelief. So, yeah, not the best way to end the season, but we learned from it. And, you can grow from it. That's how the game goes sometimes. Maybe for a couple of weeks. Yeah. At the end of the season, obviously, not the way, like I said, not the way you want to go out, and it's not fun. But you get over it. You move on. You learn from it. That's all we could do. I think it made us stronger from it. I think we've all come closer together. We have a great chance to begin steps in the correct direction towards righting that. So it's obviously a great opportunity, and we're really excited about it.
After Saturday's game, Rick used 2 words: detailed and disciplined, that he observed out of you guys in that game. Can you give me some examples of things you did that would illustrate that?
Oh, as a team, I think that it was our best weekend in terms of details and discipline. In terms of the 5-foot rule, right on the blue line, we were getting pucks out. You don't want to stay in your defensive end. So our wingers were great on it. We stressed it in practice all week. Let's not trap ourselves in our zone. They were great outlets. They were chipping pucks out there, making sure D-men didn't keep us hemmed in. So that was a great detail that we were succeeding at. As far as another detail, corner play. Our corner play was incredible all weekend. When our wingers were getting the cycle going down low, it wears teams down. And the forwards were running amok down there, working as hard as they could, keeping guys on their toes, drawing penalties. And as far as discipline goes, staying out of the box was obviously huge. We had our struggles, I would think, a little bit against Clarkson with the 5-minute and kind of, I guess, canceling it. But outside of that, I would say we stayed disciplined all weekend, kept it between the whistles. No tough guy acts. It was just we kept it between the whistles. We were hard on pucks all night, kept our sticks down, finishing hits, but clean hits. And there is a difference. There's a difference there between finishing your hit and finishing it clean. And the guys were abiding by those rules, abiding by those ECAC rules. And, I think it helped us all weekend. And, I think it's important for us. It's something that we need to focus on. And if we do, there's no reason that we shouldn't be able to pull out some clean games.
How do you embrace going on the road playing 2 top 20 opponents in their house?
I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, come on. It's what you come to do. I think that's why people commit to Union. It's a great opportunity. You get to go out there and, their barn's going to be going and they're going to be chanting against us and same old, whatever. What's the environment? Let's go have some fun. It's kind of how we handle it and looking forward to it.
The 2 words you used after Saturday's game were detailed and disciplined. Can you throw out some examples that kind of illustrate what you were talking about there?
Just playing 200 feet, hockey, all 3 zones against both those teams. I felt that our guys were pretty plugged in to playing, 3 zones. So in order to do that, you have to be basically disciplined. You got to be, detailed in your games and you got to want to do it too. So I thought we were.
But what's different in this league when you go out?
When you're on the road. How's that, Tim? Honestly, been doing it for a while now, especially within this league. But
Do players react differently when they play in a foreign setting, in a hostile setting, like they have been in? Well, I know you got a veteran group, but do guys play differently when they're not? You think sometimes?
maybe there's 1 or 2 less passes, which is nice from a coaching perspective. But, for the most part, these guys are pretty, I'd say plugged in. They're not trying to do, I guess, just trying to be cute. I steal it from, Jimmy Johnson, the old ex-Cowboy coach, let's not be cute. Let's be good. And sometimes on the road, you have to be really good because sometimes you may not get the breaks.
Players are more likely to freewheel at home.
Yeah, a little bit, certainly. It's a great crowd here. It's fans. You want to make that extra pretty pass. Sometimes you think it counts as 2, but it doesn't. And it's still going to count as 1. And that's just a mindset. Most of the times.
After what happened at the end of last year, has the Princeton game kind of been circled on the calendar for you guys?
We haven't brought it up yet, but starting today, because we basically kind of funneled that last game away yesterday by watching some film. We'll watch a little bit today from some of the areas that we need to work on, but for the most part, it's all Princeton now, and they'll be reminded numerous times.
How deflating was that for the team when you guys got swept by them?
Oh, it was a great time. It was a great time. I think I mentioned it before. It was pretty rugged for our coaching staff. We all feel differently about it, but to me, that was awful. It was awful, and just felt we deserved a little bit better, I think, on the second night by the way we played. But again, they could have said the same thing the year before. And we had won. So I guess sports has a way of, working itself out.
When you have so many returners, what do you anticipate? And you know these guys. How do you anticipate they'll approach this game against Princeton when it was so awful?
Sure. Well, I guess that's, when I use that word awful, that's just my words, how I felt. And those guys aren't watching the film in the summer. So I guess when you watch it over and over again, the score is the same. It's not going to feel any better. So I guess all I have as a coach, I guess it's just my way of getting across to them that I watched the game again, and I want them to feel the same pain. And I think they do. We have a group in there, especially the older guys, that have a lot of pride. And I think it showed after getting beat by our rivals and then coming back the following week and having a good weekend. So hopefully we can continue that.
Coach, this weekend's kind of interesting because it's so early on to face two ranked opponents in league on the road for the first time. Do you feel like you're going to learn a lot about your team with a weekend like this?
Yeah. I think we learn a lot about our team every weekend, but this one is, going on the road similar to Northeastern, who was a ranked opponent at that time. And but it's more, this one's in league. I think we know each other a bit better, so it just kind of makes it a little bit tougher. And both these opponents are very good. So I like that matchup back to back, similar how we had it against Northeastern there.
It's like there's a little common thread between these two teams in that they each have a defenseman who's pretty good scoring point wise. Is there any similarities or differences between Tavis and Chase?
I don't know. They're both excellent. I know that. Just watching them both on film here. Quinnipiac seems, just looking at their D-core, has about three of their top 5 scores, where Tevis is right up there with the two superstars from Princeton there. So again, it's just a tough matchup. Just seems like sometimes Quinnipiac may have just a few more than what Princeton has, but Princeton seems to be doing just fine with what they have.
How deep into the summer did you go watching that film?
Once a month. Just wanted to do an audit on them. I was impressed by the way they played. I think any team that wins our league or the playoffs is a team to watch. So I figured, what are they doing that we can copycat a little bit, and just kind of take a few things from their, playbook, which we have a little bit, but for the most part, we're not Princeton, we're Union.
You've been able to finally let go of last year. Last year's season ending sweep.
I will after this Princeton game.
But it's still there right now.
It's still there. Yeah. Everyone deals with it differently, but it'll just be good. I'm not sure the outcome, obviously, but once that game is over, it's over, and we'll move on. Well, I'll say personally, move on.
Are rankings ever taken into consideration?
Are we ranked?
Or for the two teams that you're playing, 2 top 20 teams?
No, not even brought up. Not even. Just like I mentioned before, it's great for recruiting, but it really doesn't matter. I think that happened a couple weeks ago, and that was proved.
Princeton last year, pretty good illustration that you're better off getting hot at the right time because they actually made it all the way to the regional semifinals after barely being 500 during the regular season.
Yeah,
Show you that it can happen.
Yeah, we've kind of done all gamuts here. It feels like finished first one year and got beat by a 12th place team. Finished first, won it. Finished fourth and won. And then Princeton goes, and I'm not sure where they were last year, maybe 6th, 5th or 6th.
10 and 2.
So, and they go. You get hot and at the right time. But to me, I thought that team was much better than what they did. Within the regular season. To me, that was a top 2 team. And they've just proved it. You just never know. You get hot at the right time, and things kind of fall in your place. Similar to what I just mentioned of Colgate. Geez, now we're talking about 9 years ago. So, but that was impressive.